Welcome back to another episode of Pastries for Puppies, my puppy-friendly baking show where I bake dog-friendly treats like a Martha Stewart with zero chill and 2 loving puppies. Today, it's Dixie's birthday, which means she gets whatever she wants today, and I'm baking Pupcakes. This is my Havanese Dixie. She's 3 years old, and she's usually really camera shy and very anxious. So that's why you usually see my wiener dog Bucky on camera. But today, I made Dixie a special treat, so she of course had to show up. Today's recipe has no pumpkin, no yogurt, and no weird stuff. Just wholesome ingredients your pups will actually eat. Before trying to bury it in the couch. Alright, let's get started. Here are the ingredients that I'll be using today. Feel free to pause here and take a screenshot so that you can follow along too. They'll also be in the description below. Okay, let's get started. If your dogs are anything like mine, they absolutely love peanut butter. So, of course, I had to load this up with peanut butter. First things first, make sure that your peanut butter has no xylitol in it, because that can be toxic to dogs, and we don't want to hurt the dogs, we want to love on them today. Alrighty, birthday baking mode activated. These are banana peanut butter cupcakes, emphasis on the pup. So, of course, we have to start by mashing a banana. You want a pretty spotty banana, and then we're going to add in the rest of the wet ingredients. So an egg, 1/4 cup of applesauce, and 1/4 cup of peanut butter. Again, make sure your peanut butter has no xylitol in it, as this can be highly toxic to dogs and is sometimes used as a human preservative in human peanut butter, If you use peanut butter with xylitol, I will personally come and throw it away. You don't want to hurt your puppies, guys, especially on their special day. Now, if you're from around here, if you've seen my protein ball video, you know we use a lot of honey in these parts. But today we're just going to do a little drizzle since this is for our puppies and not for us. Also, if you haven't seen my protein balls, you should totally go watch them. Next, we're going to mix up all those wet ingredients. This is the part where it looks gross but smells kind of good and your dog starts circling like a shark. And guess what, guys? This is a 1-bowl recipe, which means no excess dirty dishes. That's right, hallelujah. Alright, now we're going to get 1 cup of flour. You can use any type of flour you want as long as it's puppy safe. I would recommend all-purpose flour, oat flour, or rice flour. I'm using regular old all-purpose flour, but you do you, boo. I'm not judging, I'm just giving you recipes. Then 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, that way it gets kind of fluffy and not too dense, because we are trying to treat our pups today, folks. And mix that up until it looks like really, really thick cake batter. And I mean really thick. Now, if it gets to the point where it's like mine and it's too thick, you're going to add a little bit of water or milk. Don't add too much. We're not making soup over here. We're making cake batter, cupcake batter. So, get it to this point where it looks like really, really thick pancake batter, like so. And then get your muffin tray out. I'm using a mini muffin tray because I got these cute little mini muffin wrappers just for this occasion, and I had to put them to good use. But you can make regular sized cupcakes too if that's what you want. My puppies are smaller, so I definitely wanted to make mini Pupcakes because I didn't want them choking or anything. But if you have a bigger dog, I think a regular sized cupcake would do just fine. This recipe made 24 mini Pupcakes perfectly. I would guess it would make probably 10 to 12 regular sized Pupcakes as well. Now, these don't rise very much since there isn't a whole lot of baking powder, so you can fill them up almost all the way. Just don't go too crazy or you might end up with a bit of a mess. Alright, while I fill those up, let's talk shopping. I added a dog section to my Amazon storefront with all of Dixie and Bucky's faves. Toys, treats, birthday things, baking things, dog party decorations, everything. Yes, they are spoiled. No, I will not be taking feedback at this time. But hey, just wanted to let you guys know. I also have all my baking stuff on my Amazon storefront because tons of people ask where I get my supplies and my gluten-free flours and everything. So, just wanted to let you guys know. Now you're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius, and you're going to bake these bad boys for 12 to 15 minutes or until your kitchen smells like peanut butter heaven. And they will. because one of my brothers ate 6 of these thinking they were for humans. Now, onto the frosting. You're going to use about a 1/4 cup of peanut butter, a few tablespoons of applesauce, and just a little bit of honey, and stir that all up. You could totally skip this part if you want, but I am extra, so of course I had to spoil my puppies with some frosting. Mix that all up. And if it's too thin, add more peanut butter. That's what I did. My dogs go absolutely nuts over peanut butter, and I wanted it to be a bit more of a buttercream consistency, so I thickened it up with a few more spoonfuls of peanut butter. Now, again, you could totally skip this part if you want, but I'm extra, so I had to. Make sure you adjust the taste and texture to your puppy's liking so that they'll love these Pupcakes. Then, because I'm fancy, I loaded it up into a piping bag, but you could just spread it on with a spoon. You could spread it on with a butter knife. You could use a Ziploc bag with the corner chopped off. You do you, boo. Look, we're not piping for bakery customers. We're piping for food-motivated gremlins, aka puppies. Alright, this is where it gets fun. You could totally skip the frosting part, as I mentioned before. These also make a great freezer-friendly dog treat. If you are going to freeze them, I would recommend leaving the frosting off and storing them in a freezer-safe Ziploc bag for up to 3 months. In the fridge, they last up to a week, and at room temperature, they last 1 to 2 days. But they'll be gone by then, trust me. Alright, if you want, you can add some little crushed up dog kibble on the top for some sprinkles, some shredded carrots, some blueberries, some dog-friendly sprinkles if they exist, some fancy little dog treats that look like exquisite party cupcake toppers. Hey, whatever you want. This is where it gets fun. Some of the Pupcakes kind of looked like a poop emoji, but we're going to call it rustic. Besides, Dixie won't know the difference. She's a dog. She's literally licked her own foot for 20 minutes straight before. Who is she to judge? This frosting is all natural, organic, grass-fed frosting. Only the best for our puppies. Just make sure to have fun with the decorating process because we all know it's the best part. And honestly, who needs a perfect swirl when you have a cupcake made with love, peanut butter, and a borderline unhealthy amount of dog hair in the air? Okay, the dogs at this point are losing it. Like, they're just all up in the kitchen trying to sniff and jump at the counter. They are so excited. So, are we ready for the moment we've all been waiting for? Would I eat one of these? No. Would I taste test it on camera if I got 100 likes? Also no. But would I make these again for the puppy's next birthday? Absolutely yes. Alrighty, please welcome the birthday queen, Miss Dixie, to her royal taste testing session. She's waited 1 whole year for this moment. A true display of patience and grace. Look at that, they're already ready for it. Alright. Oh shoot, Bucky's going feral. Look at that. The dogs absolutely loved these Pupcakes. Bucky ate 6 of them in one sitting. That tiny little 8-pound wiener dog. And Dixie absolutely loved hers too. She, again, headed off camera because she is a little anxious, so I'm sorry guys, but she loved them. The birthday girl is full, frosted, and feeling herself, and honestly, she deserves it. You only turned 3 once. If you want to make these for your pup's birthday or just a random Tuesday, the recipe is in the description. And don't forget, the dog section in my Amazon storefront is packed with their favorite things. Alright, this has been another episode of Pastries for Puppies. Dixie and Bucky give it a 10 out of 10. See you guys next week.